Hi, Giovanna Franklin here from Homeopathy Heals. And today I want to talk about the Pollucite Proving that we did at the beginning of July. But before we talk about the homeopathic version of Pollucite, let's talk about Pollucite itself. What is Pollucite, you may ask? So Pollucite is a stone. It's a gemstone. It's a semi-precious stone, and it looks like this. Now, you might think that it looks a lot like a piece of crystal quartz. Crystal quartz looks like this. So you can see that they are a little bit different. But when you analyze them, I mean, their composition, their mineral composition, their molecular composition is completely different. So when we talk about crystal quartz is predominantly silicon dioxide, whereas when we talk about pollucite, this is in the family of zeolite, and it contains a lot of caesium, which is a mineral that you can find on the periodic table. So let's talk about pollucite in general. First of all, the name. The name refers to Pollux, one of the twins, also known as the Dioscuri. And they are the twins that are based in an astrology that we call Gemini. So if you know a little bit of the Greek mythology behind it, Castor and Pollux were twins. They had a mother who was a divinity, so she was immortal, and the father who was a mortal. So they had twins, Castor and Pollux, and Castor was mortal, whereas Pollux was the immortal twin. So this is the background. Okay, so why was Pollucite named after Pollux? That's because Pollucite is frequently found with another mineral called petalite, and petalite was also known as castorite after Castor, the other twin. You see? So Pollucite was discovered in the 19th century. And like I said, it has quite a lot of caesium. Now, caesium may not say a lot to us. However, it is used a lot in industry. There's lots and lots of uses for caesium. It is relatively rare mineral, so it's quite high valued. Now, from our point of view, Pollucite belongs to the family of zeolite, as I mentioned. And if you don't know what zeolite is a mineral that has a particular molecular structure. It's structured like in a hexagonal formation. And because it is a peculiar formation, zeolite is particularly good at when it comes to detoxing, when it comes to, let's say, filtering toxins. And this is why you have actually supplements made from zeolite drops, and they're used for heavy metal detox, but they're also used in industry in water filters for the same reason, because they can trap, they form like a net that can trap toxins and filter them out of the water or from your own body. So this is why there is such a big difference, even though you can see that they look kind of similar, but you can see that crystal quartz and pollucite are two completely different things. Now, back to homeopathy. Up until we did the proving of pollucite, there was no homeopathic remedy made from pollucite. This is part of the reason why I decided to try and see what happens. So as usual, I sourced a piece of pollucite, of stone, whatever gemstone you want to you want to prove homeopathically, or whatever gemstone you want to turn into water immersion, elixir. It is always important to make sure that the source is genuine. So it helps if you know someone that you trust who is a crystal dealer, and it also helps if you purchase a piece of gemstone, whichever gemstone you're thinking about, it is raw, natural, untreated, like this. So this one comes from Pakistan. Pollucite is actually found pretty much all over the world. And as you can see, it is untreated, it's uncut, it's not been enhanced in any way. And this is what I used to make the first step of creating a new remedy, which is the water immersion. So as usual, I picked a date. There was a full moon. There was a particularly intense full moon between the 21st and the 22nd of May this year. And that's why I picked these dates to immerse this piece of pollucite in distilled water and then expose the jar, the glass jar, outside to the moon and the sun for 48 hours. After that, I collected the water, I decanted it. It's one of these dropper bottles that you can find pretty much everywhere. I added 20% of alcohol to avoid any mold forming in the water. And then I gave that water elixir to my local homeopathic pharmacy, who very kindly agreed to potentize this elixir into 30C potency and turn the liquid into pellet forms. So once I had my 30C remedy, I asked for volunteers. I just gave everybody a shout from my Facebook channel, and I had a very good response. So we had about 10 provers from all over the world. I sent each one of them some pellets of Pollucite 30C with the task. Their homework was to take Pollucite every day for 7 days, and while on this remedy, journal, write down, take notes of anything that happened, anything different that they felt physically, emotionally, mentally, even dreams or anything that was unusual for them. At the end of the 7 days, we got together on Zoom. I collected all the notes that they sent to me. And then we did a kind of debriefing, and we compared, we shared our experiences and all our findings. And anything that was common, that was experienced by most of the provers or even all of the provers, that's what ends up in the description of Pollucite as a remedy, and it goes into the materia medica, what we call materia medica for that remedy. So what did we find? The first thing that everybody noticed was extreme tiredness immediately after taking this remedy. After the tiredness, however, provers also experienced a more decisive attitude. Some of the provers had been, let's say, waiting or thinking about, reflecting upon a decision that they knew had to be made for a long time, but could not bring themselves to actually take a final decision. And after taking this remedy, they found that they had that decisiveness. They decided that, yes, I can actually decide this is what I'm going to do. And they found it much easier to take decisions. The extreme tiredness tells us that this is a good remedy to take if you lack energy, if you need more energy. If you feel depleted, physically tired. Another aspect of this remedy is the theme of personal boundaries. And we know those people who cannot say no to anything, who will always be there for other people. And sometimes that can result in these people being taken advantage of. So this remedy really helped those provers in the group who were usually very keen to help other people to their own detriment sometimes, and couldn't say no. And this remedy really helped there to define their boundaries, as in, yes, this is what I can do, but here is my limit, and I cannot do more than this. So again, this is a good remedy that tells us that this is a good remedy for those yes people who say yes to everything, which is a very good thing. But sometimes it helps to know your limitations and to work with your limitation, even if it means saying no every now and then. Another aspect of this remedy is the affinity with gut issues, gut health, and also bone structure, particularly the lower extremities, ankles, knees, lower back. So they many of the provers experienced some aches and pains in these areas of the body, which again, it means that this might be a good remedy to strengthen these particular areas of the body. And the gut health was also interesting because there was more, the provers who tended towards constipation were less constipated. The provers who tended towards more frequent bowel movements, they experienced a little less so tendency to constipation. So these kind of polarities were also interesting. So proving is something that I always encourage you if you want to start your own proving group, or now that Pollucite is available in 30C, and by the way, it's only available from this pharmacy in Scotland called Freeman's. You can email me if you need more information. I am not affiliated with them. I only obviously work with them because they are here, but I'm not in business as it were with them. So, but if you want to know how to purchase or where to find this remedy, contact me or Google Freeman's homeopathy pharmacy. There will be more information as this remedy gets prescribed. As more and more people try it, we may find more and more aspects or themes for this remedy. In the meantime, you can find the full report and the full information for this remedy on my Patreon channel. My Patreon channel has other proving results for all the other remedies that we have been proving, that we proved last year. It has more information on gemstone remedies in general. It also has information and courses and classes on different and other topics of homeopathy. So if you want to join our community Patreon channel, my Patreon channel is called Evolutionary Homeopathy. It's $5 a month, and it helps my research. It helps fund more research into new remedies that we can create, and research into other topics that sometimes are not YouTube friendly. So thank you very much for listening, and I will see you on Facebook or on Patreon. Bye-bye.